We're live. Turn Estes off. You want to let it play for a minute? Okay. Good morning. Shall I say it? Shall I do it? We're like 1 minute early. Kevin, stop.
Shenanigans.
It's not me. It's once you schedule it on StreamYard, it's like you have to do it at that time. Yeah, they only have a little window where you could do like a little, maybe a few minutes early, but once it's scheduled, that's it. And I scheduled it last night for 10 o'clock today. So good morning, humanity. Here we go. We're getting started.
Salud.
Salud for our Mexican friends. See my froth? I'm sharing my froth. You see it?
Shenanigans. Yes, Steve.
There we go.
Absolute
Froth.
shenanigans.
Froth. Yeah.
Total shenanigans.
Listen.
Goodness, shenanigans.
It's actually been very difficult to wait until 10 o'clock to start this today. So
I had to stretch my coffee making exercise.
we did. We did. Total. You want to talk shenanigans?
There's no shenanigans. It was just like
Kevin's just going slow.
I guess I'll turn the kettle on now.
Doody.
Outside and play with the cat and.
So yeah, so maybe 10 o'clock might be a bit late to be starting. We just I wanted to try it. I wanted to see, like, I don't know if it was, I don't know. I just want to try it.
Testing.
1, 2, 3. So anyway, here we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Episode 10. Holy cow.
So Steve, I see that you had a bear in your yard.
Yeah, we get them here too.
Yeah,
Yours
we
is
do.
probably a grizzly though.
Could be. Yep.
Those fun critters, grizzlies. Yeah.
Yep. I'm actually going to share that because I think it's kind of funny.
Mm.
Well, it's not. Well, I mean, it's not funny. I mean, if it ate your cat or something, would a bear eat a cat?
Oh yeah, for sure. They'd eat a dog too.
Ooh, that's not
I
good.
guess if it was the right bear.
Okay, so I will say we have our mic in a totally different place today. So Steve, if you could let us know if our mic needs to be turned up or anything like that, that'd be great. Grizzlies here, just blacks. Oh, no grizzlies, just black bears, eh? Okay.
That's a good thing.
That is a
These
good
black
thing.
bears will run away if they get scared.
Yeah.
Grizzlies will. Yeah, they're shenanigans.
Yeah, because when we lived on the West Coast on that little island, there were grizzlies.
They would swim between the islands looking for deer and etc.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Fun times. That's when you carry a 44 Magnum on your hip. When you walk in the woods.
Yeah. A little echoey from the room. Yeah. I was concerned that was going to happen. How are we going to do this? Can we come a little closer or is that just going to? Yeah.
We're gonna lose our mics.
Yeah. All right. Darn it.
Shenanigans.
Well, we'll keep trying. It's okay. We'll just go with it, I guess, right?
Yeah.
We screwed that up today, I guess, with the mic. See, I knew it is better down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, however, we'll figure it out.
Well,
Shenanigans.
Better when you get close.
Might have to buy like 10 other connections.
Well, maybe we should get closer then. I don't know. Ah, darn it.
Dang nabbit.
Yeah. Well, let's try it anyway. I hope it doesn't screw up because today's kind of like a big topic, actually. We actually have a topic we wanted to talk about today.
Really?
Why are you looking at me like that?
What topic's that? She come up with this one.
Well, you came up with the mic location, so I'm going to blame all of that on you.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem.
I'm happy about that. But anyway.
It is what it is.
I'll get closer. Well, I mean,
Shenanigans.
You want it to be good sound. People don't want to hear crappy sound, right? So, yeah.
only doing the best we can with what we have right now.
Well, I know, but it's too late to change the mic now, isn't it?
Probably.
All right. Okay. Well, anyway, here we are. Enough of that. It's good now. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that. Get a little closer. Don't be shy. All right. So here we are.
So we watched a good movie last night.
We did watch a good movie last night, and we actually want to talk about it because
Thought-provoking.
It was thought-provoking, and thank you to my friend Kim for recommending it because it is thought-provoking. And interestingly, it was kind of like, it was one of those movies that just kind of, there was no real huge exciting, moments in it, really. It was just sort of steady Eddie sort of movie.
Well, I mean, there were some fast action scenes, but I mean, nothing.
Wow. We're not talking like Matrix or Lord of the Rings kind of action. Like, let's face it. But it was, what was it called?
The Adjustment Bureau.
Yeah, the Adjustment Bureau, right. Anyone watching so far? Have you seen it? Because if you have, I'd like to know. Because it's an old movie and it's the first time we've seen it. So, right. So anyway, okay. So who was in it? Matt
Damon.
Matt Damon was the main character. Yeah. And what's her name? Emily, that actress with the accent. And I can't think of her last name, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so the Adjustment Bureau.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very interesting concept in this movie.
Yeah.
Makes you go, things that, remember that? I don't know.
Things that make you go, Oh, that was a song.
Things that make you go, no.
That was in the 90s. Yeah.
No, it was from a.
Things that make you go, Was that?
No, I think it was from a, like one of those stand-up late night guys. They had little things that make you go, and then they would put up a news article or something like that. But at the end of the day,
it was a dance song in the 90s.
It was
for sure.
It was a thought-provoking movie.
It was. It actually was.
Seeing as that they hide a lot of truths in movies.
Yeah.
Makes you think even more.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure most of us know at this point that they use media like movies, films to entertain us, yes, but to also train our minds, right? Entertainment. Ment means mind.
And train mind.
And train mind. That's what that word means, actually.
So this movie
was
very interesting in that the concept is that there was a bureau.
A bureau. Hence the name Adjustment Bureau.
There was a bureau, which meant that there was a group of people, shall I say, that were in charge of guiding
human behavior.
Essentially guiding humanity.
Basically. Small group of people. Small group.
Well, no, the bureau was huge, right? But in this particular movie, it was focusing in on one or two characters.
Yeah.
But there were some critical parts in the movie where they described, because the question was, and Matt Damon's character said, like free will. There was some.
Sorry.
Right? What about free will? And the adjustment guy said, free will. That's what brought you all the wars. That's what brought you 500 years of the Dark Ages. And then we had to step in. It's like, wow.
Yes. Thank you, Steve. That was a song.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s. It was a dance song. Things that make you go, yes. Going back to Factory for Regrooving. Yeah, it was like something Factory. CC Factory? CC. Remember that band?
I don't know. I wasn't around. I was overseas.
In the 90s? No. Were you? Was it the 90s? No, this is early 90s.
No, but I paid hardly any attention to any of that stuff.
Yeah, but it was a dance song. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt there.
Yeah. So the point is that there's this group of people, right? And the chairman is at the top.
Now they
have a map. They have a map. They have a predetermined destiny for you.
Yeah.
Right, based on their plans. And what they do is they nudge here and there in your life, depending on where they want you to be in the end.
Well, it's like they were looking at a book going, well, this is the plan.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that the plan remains the plan, right? We're not quite sure who created the plan unless it was the guy at the
chairman.
top, the chairman. Now they perceived, or they implied that the chairman could be whatever you want to call him, source, creator, God, maybe just the head honcho. Like maybe it wasn't as high up as God, but it was just kind of left to your
Well, they alluded to some benevolence because they had said that, well, your free will brought us the Dark Ages and and you know, the Great Depression and World War I, World War II, genocide, etc., etc. So
yeah, because the main character Matt Damon was discussing this with him, saying, "Don't I have free will?
mm-hmm.
Like, don't we have free will? Why can't we just choose?"
So it's a very you have to see it and really
you do have to see it.
Get your mind into it because maybe we shouldn't spoil it for everyone.
No,
but it's in context of today's
it is
topic,
in the
right?
It is in the context of the topic today.
So there's an interesting concept out there that love wins. Love wins in the end.
That does tend to be an overarching theme of quite a lot of movies and shows and stories,
all kinds of stuff.
Period. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That no matter how much bad happens in the movie, no matter how many terrible things are going on in the world, in the end, love wins.
Even Matrix 4.
Yes. Yes.
Love wins in the end. I remember seeing a you know those cartoons, The Simpsons and Futurama and all that shit.
No, I've never heard of The Simpsons.
Not that they predict anything because they are probably tied directly into the plan from the first 5 books of the Bible.
Yes, it does now that we know more about that.
It
does make some more sense for sure. Yep.
But there was a Futurama episode that someone had taken a clip or several clips out of it.
Yes, that's right.
Back at the beginning of this seedy nonsense.
Yeah.
And despite what you might think, there is evidence to show that there are other entities that don't necessarily have our best interests at heart.
Human or otherwise.
So this Futurama episode was about the secret Space Force making a deal with the reptilians.
What? Reptilians don't exist.
No.
Come on.
So anyway, it was them, Secret Space Force, making a deal with the reptilians to harvest humans because humans had, I don't know, killed a bunch of the reptilians or whatever the dialogue was.
Yeah.
But so they made this deal, backroom deal on a boardroom table or whatever.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, sure, go for it. So the reptilians start rounding everybody up and sticking them in these cages. And then...
What's the show called again?
Futurama.
Oh, yeah, Futurama.
And then one of the primary characters in the show decides to start singing All You Need Is Love.
All you need is love.
Da, 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 da.
All you need is love.
You guys know the song.
Oh yeah, is that a Beatles song?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
The thing is that with this rendition of this song, it was so off key and harsh. All right, think about that.
Yeah.
That the reptilians couldn't handle the frequency.
The sound.
The sound.
Which is frequency. Yeah.
And the last scene is all the spaceships leaving the planet.
They're like, we're out of here. We can't handle this.
Can't handle it.
We can't exist.
Make it stop. Off we go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, think about this.
What if that was true?
Like, what if?
What if there's truth in that little skit?
What if we all started to love ourselves?
You're
right?
jumping right to the punchline.
It is a punchline. I have to wait for an hour for that.
No, but we
Oh.
gotta lead up to it. Like there
That
is
was
a
the lead up.
process.
No, it's just a what if question. What if the energy of love started to change the energy signature of the planet?
It is a very high frequency. It is 528 hertz, I do believe they say.
Is it?
They say, yeah,
And
yeah. Okay, so I was going to talk a little bit more about the Adjustment Bureau's storyline.
Go for it.
Because it's not just the Adjustment Bureau. Like we were saying, it's a main storyline of many, many movies. It's just it had little extra pieces thrown in there throughout the movie, right? About how these guys are controlling the narrative.
And how they would move with portals, special doors.
Yeah. From place to place to place and whatever. So anyway, the main gist is this. That's what is happening now. It's changing. It's true.
That's right.
That's right. We agree with you on that, Steve, that
100%.
the vibration, the frequency is changing, and there is, I believe there's more love happening in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, in this storyline of the Adjustment Bureau movie that we watched last night, in a nutshell, this guy is a politically driven with his career. He's a young guy, senator, going for Senate. You know, he has this plan, right? To be this big politician and be hugely successful and obviously go down in history. He was like the youngest senator or whatever, congressman, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's Matt Damon's character. And then this other character, his became his love interest, but Emily Blunt, I can't think what her last name is, but anyway, she was a dancer. She was a modern dancer, and her plan was supposed to be that she was going to become this famous global dancer, and she was going to have this huge career, and blah 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 blah. Long story short, the Adjustment Bureau wanted to make sure that they weren't going to get together and fall in love, right? Because it was already in the book that they were following, the plan that they were supposed to meet at different times in the past, and they had prevented it throughout their lives, and the Adjustment Bureau had prevented these two people from meeting before because there was a plan, and we had to make sure the plan was going to happen, right? So when Matt Damon when he got taken by these guys and he would have these conversations with them, they actually disclosed to him what they do, which is making sure the plan happens. And they said,
nudge here, nudge there.
Yeah, they even said in the movie, we don't normally tell people this, and the few people that we have,
and we'll wipe your brain if something happens.
Right. If you tell anyone that we've told you this, we will completely delete your brain and restart you all over again. Right? Interesting.
We'll re-educate you.
Yeah. Or you'll start your life all over again with no memories of anything. That kind of sounds like there might be a little bit in that too, but we won't go there right now. So the point is that they tried to prevent these two people from actually meeting in their adult life, physically meeting, because
remember, he's supposed to spill his coffee on his shirt before 7:05.
Okay, that's part of the movie, by the way.
It's part of the movie, but
yeah,
it's one of these events.
It is
that would then
create the ripple effect in the field.
That would then alter the trajectory
of their lives.
Right.
So what ended up happening is that he did end up meeting her because one of the guys in the Adjustment Bureau fell asleep and he missed the mark. Yep. Okay. So anyway, they met.
Did he fall asleep?
There was this instant falling in love, of course, between the two. It was like a soul connection, right? Of course. So changes the whole trajectory of everything. Sorry, they had already met. I'm sorry. But anyway, the point is they had a brief encounter before that and then went, 3 years, wasn't it, without seeing each other?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. And so they tried to prevent them from meeting again. Sorry, I'm getting the story wrong. But the point is this, okay? The Adjustment Bureau was trying to prevent these two people from meeting and falling in love because they knew this. And this was in the movie. This was in the plan. They knew that if they had met and fell in love, which they were supposed to fall in love if they met, but if they had fallen in love, what would have happened is this man who had this huge career already outlined, already planned for him,
all the way to the White House,
all the way to the White House, would not have happened. And her career as a dancer and the whole bit was not going to happen either if they were to meet. And this was the discussion that this head honcho guy, whatever he was, this guy who was trying to sort all this out. And
because if you choose this path,
he told Matt Damon, if you choose to be with her, you have to understand you are ruining her dreams and your own. Right. And of course, you know, there was this challenge, and then it was all like, oh, well, I don't want to ruin her life. So he just kind of left, and then blah, 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 blah. Anyway, long story short, they come back together in the end. But the point is this, okay? The messages in this movie were quite interesting because they could kind of be taken in several different ways, right? So yes, it was about love. Love conquers all, you know, love wins in the end, right? And I love all that. I do, no pun intended, but I do. I love all that. What do you call that? I love that shit.
Romantic.
Yeah, I'm a hopeless. I love that. I love the Hallmark movies growing up and all that stuff. Like I love, you know, happy endings. But the thing is this, what I thought was interesting is that they were explaining to him that the trajectory of their lives would change because of their love.
But if they didn't fall in love, their lives would go according to their plans.
Right.
Meaning a bureau's plans, or the chairman, or whoever decides who's doing what.
Right.
So this is another concept over and above love that this movie brings in, is that there's some predestiny.
Yes.
Right? You're predestined for
a certain path.
Fill in the blank.
Right?
Right.
Now, that's possible. Do I believe in predestiny? I don't know. I think that there's lots of different little decisions that we make along the way that kind of like, you think you're going in this direction, you make a decision in a moment, next thing you know, you're going this way, and you make another decision, then you're going that way. But I like to think we ultimately have free will.
Marjorie says we all have handlers.
We all have handlers. Maybe we do, Marjorie. Some of us more than others.
Take me to your leader, Marjorie.
Well, they were even talking about that in the movie, how there's like a president would have like 1,000 handlers. No, sorry, that was somebody else who said that. But it was alluded to, okay? But here's what I thought was interesting about this whole love concept. And that is to bring it more down to like, you know, ground level, to human nature and earth and whatever you want to call it. But is that these people had aspirations since they were children to go in a certain direction. Okay. So his life story was that he had this moment with his dad who's long passed. And, you know, he recognized that his dad was kind of wanting him to become this, you know, getting interested in politics at a young age. And he could see that his dad wanted that for him. And so he was seeking this sort of, all of this like success and acclaim and everything in the political space as sort of a way to fill up his own bucket, you know, of what's missing inside of him, right? Like this gap that was missing. And I mean, you know, as someone who works with emotions and things like that, of course, I'm looking at it in that deeper way of, you know, what were they really trying to do by achieving that level of success? And I mean, I would say in this context too, and it's happened many, many times working with people, but a lot of times people are trying to be loved, right?
Or significant.
They don't feel loved or good enough or enough, period. Like they don't feel like they're enough, worthy of love. They don't feel like they're enough, period. Okay. So it's usually I'm not enough and I'm not loved or I'm not lovable, right? So people will try to achieve these high levels of success. Not everyone, mind you, but some people will strive for these things because they're really seeking love.
And where are they looking for it?
Out here.
Outside.
Out here from the world, right? So that's what I was getting from this, you know, this movie and this.
Because there was a line there's a line in the movie, which is also very powerful.
Yeah.
Because the reason they didn't want them to meet and fall in love was because if they did, the need for
all of that success,
everything
and
they
acclaim,
were trying to do outside,
yeah,
their love would have been enough.
And that was actually spoken.
No.
The love,
love
with
was enough.
between them would be enough. And
So
they
didn't
wouldn't be
have to
seeking.
necessarily look at all that.
Yeah, they wouldn't be seeking all of this, prestige and everything that they thought they wanted, right? Because ultimately the love would fill them up and it would be enough. And, I'll be honest, on a personal level, Kevin knows this, right? But on a personal level, I can totally relate to that, right?
Imagine that.
Yeah, because I totally acknowledge when I was younger, there's no question. I was striving for all these things, trying to, be good at sports and be good at like lots and lots of different things. And I did do those things while growing up and whatever. But now I understand. I mean, years ago I figured this out, but I mean, I understand now as an adult who has done plenty of healing and, learning and growing, that I was actually seeking love from all these accomplishments, I guess you might say, that I was going for. And I remember telling Kevin years and years ago, like when I was really contemplating, life and my path and things and, just having all these realizations, I came to understand that I was doing that in fact, I was like going after all these, these moments, right, of success and accomplishment, and realized after he and I got married, I blamed him. Actually, it was all his fault that everything changed. And I told him this years ago that I realized after we got married that his love and our love together was enough for me. I said it filled me up so that I wasn't out there trying to seek something out there to fill up that empty cup I felt, that empty love cup inside me. And so that drive and that high drive and motivation and everything that I used to have years ago, it just wasn't there anymore in the same way. I mean, sometimes I would try to make it come out and, I could tap it here and there, but the truth of the matter is, to be truly, truly honest about it, I told you that, didn't I? I said, your love was enough. And it filled me up so much that I just don't need to go looking for it anymore. So between you and our family, like our kids, I was good. So I could totally
doesn't
relate.
mean we just stop doing what we do, right?
No.
It's a totally different thing.
No.
Right?
It's just you're not seeking that.
When it comes, because the thing
when
is
love
that,
is your top priority in life, love and freedom, like these kinds of things, then that's what you will be seeking. That's what you will be trying to go for, right?
And sometimes it's all around you and you don't even notice it.
Yeah. Yes, Marjorie, I'll put that up there. Good point, Marjorie. Their love overruled the plan that someone else had made for them. Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. And let's face it, we don't have to be, actors in a film in a Hollywood movie to know that there's part of that in all of our lives, right? Because our parents we're parents, we get it. You kind of have plans for your kids, or you think your kids are going to do certain things. But
because
it works
their
that way
love,
too.
In the end, is what changed everything. They were then free.
Yes.
To create the future that they wanted.
Yeah. That was pretty cool, actually. That's when everything changed. Yeah. The Adjustment Bureau kind of stepped back and walked away. The head honcho, what was he called again?
The chairman was inspired.
The chairman was inspired by their love, actually. And they're willing to fight to be together in that love, no matter what. Right?
And that's what I mean. We are the wild card.
We are the wild card. Yeah. Humanity is the wild card.
Humanity is the wild card.
Totally. I agree.
Yeah. Predictable to a point.
But
beyond that, good friggin' luck.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I love this coffee.
It is really good coffee, I have to say. Is there cream in it today?
Yeah.
Yeah. We still have to do that video. I'm sorry, you guys that are waiting for Kevin's recipe. Kind of changed up the recipe in the past week, which is kind of
testing 1, 2, 3.
Kevin off a little bit because he had a routine, right? Like he had it all set and all figured out. And then I kind of threw a loop in it and said, well, why don't we try just going without whipping cream? Well,
So
we
we've gone.
we have
from
done butter, just
the
butter.
heavy
but-
cream down to the 18% table cream.
Yes.
So that's a change.
Yeah. Well, and we also went
Obviously,
2 or 3 days without any cream, right?
Right.
Just butter.
just
Yeah.
butter, and that was different. But
Different for sure. Yeah. But difference is okay. Change is good.
well, it's just testing, right?
See, this is what love does, right? When you love someone enough to let them explore new coffee recipes.
Yeah, by necessity. We don't have any fucking cream. What are we gonna do? Oh, just use butter. I'll just use half the brick.
I don't know, Steve, about black coffee because once you go black, you know what they say.
No, that ain't happening with
You
coffee.
never, you never go
No.
back.
Not happening.
No. Kevin would never just have black coffee, not in a million. It's the whole combination that makes it so good. Coffee
is-
alone, let's face it. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Or coffee alone, black coffee, honestly, is quite, in most cases, quite bitter.
Well, no, I mean it
It
depends.
is.
It depends on the roast and all that sort of stuff, right? So
Yes.
that's why we've used the coffee that we do, because it's a strong coffee, but it's not a bitter strong coffee. That's why. So I've been looking for that, and that's where I found it. Is that
It does have a little bit of chocolate undertones,
for sure.
overtones, whatever the word is. But yeah,
for sure.
for sure.
The thing too, though, with this particular coffee is it's heavy in fats,
Yeah,
right? So this for us, and I know for me,
it's a meal.
is essentially the morning
Yeah.
meal, which takes us to like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Sometimes
right?
longer.
Regardless of what we're doing.
Yeah.
So in a way, this is the breakfast,
And
but
lunch.
because it's so heavy,
Yeah.
and then we'll have a small lunch or whatever, and then
Yeah.
maybe a snack in the evening.
Yeah.
Depends on how we feel, right?
Kevin's snack of choice, by the way, is cheesy nachos. Kevin loves his nachos.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
anyway, back to love.
I love nachos. I love food, period, I guess. So,
I thought he was going to say, I love my wife.
well, that does not need any explanation
That just goes without saying, right, dear?
at all. And anyone that knows us knows that because they can see it. And when other people see it, that's what matters.
Well, that's, yeah. And I mean, and it does
And
have
it's
an
not like
impact.
we don't say, I love you, I love you. You don't say, of course we do that.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's just a feeling, right? It's energy. It's an energy thing.
But when other people see it,
Yeah. It's just
And comment
confirmation,
on
I
it.
guess. Confirmation.
just like,
Well, I commented on it today, so I'm just going to do a little call out to Julie, whose anniversary today. She's been with her man for 36 years, her husband, and I saw it on Facebook this morning, so I said happy anniversary, and I told her this, and it came to me today. I was like, oh, when I think about she and her husband, I just go, I remember being a kid and seeing them together. I really do. And being all like, wow, like they're so in love, like they would hug and they would kiss and they would have little sweet things they say to each other. And, and I remember being touched by that and being like, wow, like I'd like to have a relationship like that someday. Yeah. Right. Because I don't feel I had those examples in my life, right? Growing up, I really don't. So seeing that was like, that's love. Wow. So I told her that today, and I do hope that she appreciates that, because I think it's important to know that we have an impact, right? We do have an impact in the world, however small we think that impact might be, or however, like you don't have to be, like we were saying, you don't have to be in a Hollywood flick, right? To get a message out or to have impact or, leave a mark on people. And I just think that those small little things, they aren't so small because they do have that big ripple effect in the world, right? In the field, So little expressions of love, they actually go a long way, right? Those little on the cheek,
love,
or hugs,
gratitude.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the right frequency, it's that higher frequency. And it really does add to the overall frequency, right, of the planet.
I can't handle it. Oh,
Yeah.
away they go.
Yeah. It was just too high vibe for them.
Yeah. So I think the Schumann resonance too is also like cranking.
Apparently, that's what I keep seeing. I mean, obviously, I have no way of proving that.
But I guess it's a measure of the Earth energy. Plus,
apparently, it's going up.
I mean, we have a lot of cosmic stuff happening as well.
Sure.
That's all helping, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So every time I have a drink of this coffee, I'm in deep gratitude to the man that I love for having made this coffee.
Yeah. And the coffee is made in love because I freaking love making coffee.
So we have a whole lot of love going around right here. And we're sending that love energy out there, right? So starting our day at a high frequency of love, right? Love for coffee, love for each other, right? So I don't know. We're doing our part, I guess.
It's all we can do. Our part.
That's all we can do. Yeah.
Because there's shifts coming. There's changes coming. For sure.
Yeah.
And I think we have to get on board with the idea that the world is changing.
The world is definitely changing.
It's just you want to be an active participant in it or someone standing by watching.
Either way, you're having an impact, whether it be for the higher, the higher good or not. I mean, we're all.
But again, it's not a front lines thing.
No.
It's about you choose your part in it. And if it's just about sitting and meditating and sending love out or
energy, man, that's what it's about.
Working on yourself, maybe.
Yeah.
That could be that actually, I believe, is the most powerful thing anyone could ever do.
It is, of course. Of course it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the movies, the Matrix movies, that's how the whole Matrix worked, was because people's minds, right?
People but even in that movie, love won in the end.
It did. No matter how hard evil tries, it tries. It really does.
Apparently, there's another one coming out. Of course, there's some sinister thing that's been going on in the background, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, you got to have that. You got to have the antagonist, of course.
Yeah.
But the Matrix, interesting to predict whether or not this is another love wins in the end.
Most likely.
Scenario.
Most likely. Yeah. We're big fans of Matrix. I mean, we did like the Matrix movies a lot. I'm not big movie person, but being married to a movie fanatic, I've kind of had to adjust. Oh, there's that word for love. I've had to adjust my own desires and my own,
so preferences. Another super good movie.
You didn't shut your phone off. Oops. We'll let that ring.
It can ring. No problem. Another really good movie is The Ultimate Gift.
That's an old one. Holy.
You want a really good human movie?
We made our kids sit and watch that movie.
There's a ton of lessons in that movie.
There are, and I actually used The Ultimate Gift as a framework for when I wrote my mother's eulogy. Actually,
yes, true.
Yeah. It was about.
Don't give away.
You don't think so?
No, you got to watch.
Not even the gist of it. They're gonna go watch the trailer anyway. Okay.
You got to see it.
Watch The Ultimate Gift. Okay, it's a great family movie. It's a great movie about unconditional love. It's a great movie about, the power of the mind and the heart more than anything. And also, I would say family dynamics, right? Especially surrounding death. Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very important movie. Thank you for reminding me of that movie, actually, because it's been a long time since we watched that. Done. Yeah. And we
take your ideas of Hallmark, throw them out the door, right?
But it's still kind of Hallmarky.
No, but it doesn't matter. It's about the messages that's in the movie.
Yeah. See, and I know I've told this story in a previous episode, but I'm just going to share it real quick again. But my English teacher in high school, when I did a creative writing assignment, right? I thought I did a pretty good job on it. She still gave me a good mark, but her comment on the top of my creative writing assignment was, it's too hallmarky.
Creative writing assignment.
Too hallmarky. And I was like,
you're judging me on my opinion?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, you don't like the fact that my story has a nice happy ending in it? Like, I don't get it. But I mean, now I realize, of course, I was writing a hallmarky kind of writing essay, like story, creative writing story, because that was the story of my life. Right? I was like, love wins in the end, you know, and that's what I was always trying to, you know, project, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love.
No, a really good movie.
I wanted
Ultimate
those happy endings. Who doesn't want happy endings?
Very good, very good show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The ultimate gift.
Ultimate gift.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yep. Probably could even just watch it for free online, like on YouTube by now.
Maybe.
Yeah. But it was good. Yeah. So love wins. But so, will it win? This is the question that I have. I actually wanted to ask a very deep question. Will love win? Will love be enough? Will it? Will it be enough? Now, will it be enough in your own self, right? In your own life, right? To fill you up and make you happy. And, you know, will it be enough in your relationships to keep your relationships healthy and happy? And will it be enough even at a planetary level? Will love be enough, right? To take this planet into a whole
other dimension.
Yeah, other dimension, new paradigm, a whole new world. Will love be enough, right? I would say it's worth a try. Wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's worth a try.
Because similar to the Adjustment Bureau movie at the very end, where they were then had the power to create their future. I believe we have that power and that capacity.
Life by your design.
Yeah. So I like to use the analogy of a bow tie. I love the bow tie. The bow tie is spectacular.
We should have a little theme song that just cuts in when Kevin wants to have a little teaching moment. Yeah. Kevin's teaching.
No, moment. But just think about this as a concept, right? Just as a concept for like reality and our reality. Because if you know what a bow tie looks like, you've got the knot in the middle, and then you've got everything coming out the one side, and everything expands coming out the other side. So imagine these lines coming out of the knot as timelines or potential realities, and the knot is the now. So from the past, everything that comes into it, you are on one of those lines, and this knot is then sliding in time, because we only have now. That's all we ever have, is just right now.
That's right.
So what we do. So if we make a decision, so you might have come in, say on this line, right? But then because of your decisions, you're going to go out on this line, and everything's collapsing into the now. So
right now, I'm going to have a sip of coffee.
The concept of the bow tie is a very powerful mental metaphor.
Yeah. Because
the future side of the bow tie is the unknown for you.
And it's unlimited possibilities.
The choices are infinite.
Infinite possibilities.
Really,
yeah.
In the end.
Yeah.
So what decisions are you making in the now?
Yeah.
That's going to put you on the trajectory that you want. And that's not to say that you won't get partway down and you make an adjustment.
Oh, right? There's that word again, adjustment.
Yeah, but you're making the adjustment maybe, right?
Yeah, the Adjustment Bureau guys aren't making it for you. Yeah.
So anyway, that's just a concept to mull over because it's a very interesting metaphor and visualization to get your head into the infinite possibilities of what you can create. And yes, infinity, Steve, absolutely, because everything in front of us is infinite.
There's another quote, to infinity and beyond. Where's that from again?
That's Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear, right? Another movie.
See,
Imagine that.
she quizzed me on a movie that I knew the answer to. She didn't.
You always know the answer to the movies.
Yeah, I love that movie. That's a good movie too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, Toy Story. Right.
You know, I mean, it's truly amazing that, I mean, and we learned this as well from someone that we know, that scripts in Hollywood are approved, and they're approved with certain information in them.
Well, what he said was his friend works in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And he said that everything goes through a clearinghouse. Yeah, all the scripts go through a clearinghouse, and apparently, I mean, obviously we can't prove this, but the guy who told us this, we have no reason to not believe what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that it all goes through a clearinghouse, and once the scripts get read, in this clearinghouse, they'll edit them. They'll things
add
in
or delete.
Yeah, what they don't want in there, or what they
adjust.
do, they adjust. Adjustment
Right,
bureau.
the messages within the movie.
Yeah.
Based on their overall plan. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe that's the adjustment bureau that's setting our psychology in play.
Yep.
So,
That's
I mean,
right.
look at the movie Bug's Life.
Yep.
There's a scene in there where Hopper, the grasshopper,
Kevin loves this scene.
right?
Yeah.
Gives a message to his grasshopper gang, because some of the gangs are saying, well, we got everything we need here. Why do we have to go back to Ant Island? I don't know. We just leave them alone, whatever. And Hopper says, he grabs a seed and he throws it. He says, does that hurt? No. What about this one? No.
A seed.
A seed.
Oh, a seed.
And then he dumps the entire lot of seeds on top of these other grasshoppers and said, basically, that's why one ant doesn't hurt, but all of them hurt. They outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they learn and figure that out, there goes our way of life.
Translation, we must keep them under control, under our control, under the threat of our control, and fearful of us. Because if they understand that they actually
have the power,
then we're screwed, right?
What's that message? Loud and fucking clear.
It is. It truly is, actually.
Loud and clear.
And actually, it was spoken in that movie last night, too. Because they said that they do not have the numbers to be able to enforce
have the numbers
and continue to make sure that the plan everywhere in the world is being done the way it's supposed to be done with everyone. Because they just don't have the numbers.
They don't have the enforcement numbers.
Yeah, to control everyone. So they might put a little more emphasis on certain people, that it's even more important that the
ones that are going to be the influencers.
Yeah.
Influencers, right?
Their plans get fulfilled. So, I mean, it's all in there, you guys. Like, I still, like, you know, I'm not saying, we're definitely not saying that Hollywood is benevolent by any stretch. But supposedly there's this rule that they have to tell us what they're going to do to us, even if it's not directly, but very insidiously. They might put that messaging in movies and shows and things like that, maybe even songs, right? So that we don't realize that we're being told. And guess what? Here's another thing a lot of people don't realize. Because they are telling us, right? And we don't realize it, our silence in response to that message, to that truth, our silence is our consent. It is. Yeah, that's the way they see it anyway. From what I've learned.
Well, we told you.
Understand.
10 years ago.
What's the problem?
We were good. This was our plan.
It was in that movie. Like, hello, didn't you get it? Like, you got the message, didn't you?
So my question, I've always thought about it. I've wondered about this. I wonder to myself, is it self?
Kevin's parents are wondering, like, what's this? Like, they asked him the other day, why do you do this? Like, what is this about? Like,
and one day I'm going to get a really big, long beard and clip it on here, and then I can do the Fu Manchu, like long, ancient wisdom Chinese guy sitting on the mountain. So that's what that is.
I'm just still amazed that his parents even listen to this, honestly. Like, really?
With how raw it is. Jeez, my son swears a lot. My goodness.
Ah!
But I've often wondered is that let's just say that this is their tactic, shall I say, to inform the food of what their plan is.
The food is the people.
That's us.
Can I have the last little bit of
Yeah,
coffee?
for sure.
Might as well. I mean, I
100%.
know it's kind of cold probably at this
It's not.
point.
Go for
Okay.
it. So what if,
Gracias.
no, the question is if we knew, if we were informed from the beginning that the rule is we're going to present an idea, okay, to
The masses.
you, the masses, whatever.
Yeah.
However, we're going to present it.
Right.
And at the time of seeing the idea, you had the ability as an individual man or woman to not consent to that reality.
Wait, that would be free will.
Right,
The
but
choice.
when you think about this as a concept, to whom would you withdraw your consent? Is this like a memo? Like you write a memo saying, I watched the movie and I see all the bullshit you want to put us through. And no,
I don't consent.
I don't consent to that.
No.
If we knew the rules, see, this is the problem is that
They don't tell us the rules.
they made the rules, right? And they're continuing to make the fucking rules, right? And even though there's pushback to the rules, they still keep doing the rules, right? Why? Because they're governing by agenda.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. They're governing by agenda.
Yeah. They are.
And it's their agenda and someone else's agenda and some other entity's agenda. But if we had known the rules, if we had all grown up, say we just all, get born into a family or whatever, and then you go to school and you're, I don't know, you start learning the rules, the real rules that says, so this is how life is done. And there's people at the top or whatever that are going to presenting ideas to society for years, and they're going to continue to do that. However, you have the ability and the duty, maybe, depends how it's presented, to agree or disagree with it.
Free will.
Free will. You have free will to agree or disagree with it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how you do it. There's a website or there's a place where you can send a letter or something where you say, I no longer consent to, or I do not consent to the idea posed in this movie.
Or maybe you could just opt out.
Or just say, you know what? I don't want to have anything to do with you incompetent idiots.
Don't hold back, dear. Don't hold
Well,
back.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's just, I know common sense ain't too common, but.
Yeah, but I mean, what you're saying is if we had learned these things.
Right, the rules.
Yeah, as part of our upbringing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And had the free will, the choice to say yes or no.
Do not consent.
Right. Then that's a little bit different than receiving these messages subliminally, kind of, in a way.
Or them just going
media.
through and pushing the agenda.
Yeah.
So who here that's watching consents to your young child in school having access to cartoon pornography? Who here consents to that? Anyone?
I'm just glad my kids aren't in school right now.
Bueller?
Yeah.
Like, who here consents to that? So if you do not consent to it, how would you have ever registered your non-consent to that ahead of time, as opposed to this bullshit just showing up in the school library?
Well, I think I know, but I think too, honestly, we have to take responsibility, right?
Sure,
we
for
do.
sure.
I mean, do we have a hell of a lot of things against us? Absolutely. Are we swimming upstream in a lot of ways? Absolutely. There's no question. Has it been designed this way, right? To keep us down, right? To keep
They are
humanity
teaching
down.
compliance.
Yes. Yeah.
And they are using the educational system, they're using societal systems to guide thought processes that I have to obey authority.
Right. And that's why you're right, Marjorie. We were taught their rules, and some of us did decide to choose new ones. And that's the thing. That's why
no one came out and said, this is how you do not consent. You actually can register your complaint, right? Because we know the whole concept of protests and petitions. We know that's bullshit, right? It's the illusion of choice. And this is part of the problem.
Well, the big issue, let's get back to what I was trying to say, and Kevin cut me off, is we have to take responsibility for the fact that once we know, right, especially once we know these things, okay, once we know the truth, once we have the facts, right, that's why they say once you know, you can't unknow, you know? So we have to take responsibility once we do know. There's a hell of a ton of people out there that still don't know. Right. And so I guess for them, maybe ignorance is bliss. Right. I'm not sure.
They're the ciphers of the world.
Right. Cipher from the Matrix, of course. That's a reference. But so just watch the movie and you'll get it. But I mean, the thing is that we have to take responsibility for the role we play in it. Right. With giving our consent, especially after we wake up to the truth. And when people say, oh, the world's waking up. Well, this is kind of what it means. Right? The world's waking up out of their deep, deep slumber, right? That's thousands and thousands of years old at this point, I would say. And we're waking up to the truth and realizing, oh, well, we don't want to live under the thumb of these nefarious individuals. We don't want to be governed and controlled in such a way. Now, there's a part of the population that is quite happy to be governed.
Love that shit. Just tell me what to do. Take me to your leader. He's over here. Let me drive.
And we're not judging that. We really aren't, because we understand human psychology. We get it. Like, there's some people that are just quite content to just tell me what to do and I'll do it. You know, just leave me alone. Let me live my life, whatever, blah, blah. And that's fine, right? It is. It's fine.
Welcome to Pandora.
Yeah. So, but
rule number 1.
Right. So the thing is that I guess we're just talking about, you know, free will and freedom, and I'm getting hot and that sun's getting warm out there. Holy jumpins. Between that and the lights, I'm just like, whew.
Yeah, those screaming hot LED lights, No. Nice try, dear.
They don't get hot, do they?
No, they don't. Love it.
Jeepers creepers. Anyway, back to the main topic here, love. Regardless of all this, regardless of all this bad shit that goes on in the world, I would say love will still win. I do believe love will win. Humanity wins. We do win, but we ain't gonna win sitting back.
There's a lot of people out there
on all bad
that say we've already won.
I say that.
The nefarious, incompetent idiots are just trying to wreck the house on the way out.
Yeah.
But in the end, we still have to create something new, because, as Einstein so eloquently put it, supposedly, whatever, you cannot solve a problem from within the same energy that created the problem in the first place.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect.
Something like that.
But
close enough for government work, right?
Yeah, you can't solve the problem in the same energetic space as the problem was created. You have to get out of it.
Yeah.
Right. You have to get out of the energy of the problem in order to solve the problem, or just create something new so that the problem just becomes obsolete.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, I know we're getting to the top of the hour, and I'm
about out of coffee.
I'm almost out of coffee too, but I do want to say something else on that note, and that is that I firmly believe after 20 years of working in the space of like mind, body, space, healing, health, personal transformation space, the whole bit, what I have come to know is that love of self, okay, and that's not said in an egotistic way, narcissistic
not one
thing.
bit.
Self-love, okay. Self-love is like truly feeling that love for self in yourself is what is going to guide us in this next sort of stage of humanity, right? Because if we don't have that love inside ourselves, if we truly don't feel that, then we aren't going to be able to project that out into the field, and we aren't going to be able to be in healthy relationships and communities, and it's just going to have it has a multiple negative effect on the world if we can't come to that place of self-love. So I firmly believe you want to change the world, change yourself. You want to make a new world, start with yourself, right? Because remember, energy, okay, that puts a huge ripple effect out into the field, which becomes that collective field for the whole world. So the world, there's a huge responsibility with that.
That's what they've been trying to teach people.
Yeah.
Is not the truth.
Right.
The truth is in the box. And it's funny, Steve, you say think outside the box. And that's the classic statement, of course.
It is.
And here, years ago, there was one of those Mexican taco places that, and their whole thing was think outside the bun.
Oh, yes, right.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Whenever someone says, you got to think outside the bun, man.
Yeah, think outside the bun.
Right. But seriously, if we, they have been guiding collective consciousness to believe that they are not the authority, like we are not the authority. We always have to run to something or somebody that is the authority. But it's just like my question on the very first show, right? When the alien is standing in front of you and asking you, telling you, take me to your leader, what do you do? Right? And the very first thing that comes to you in response to that question is where you need to start.
Which is, you're looking at the leader. You're looking at me.
I know what I would say.
Yeah.
I know what a bunch of other people would say, but this is an introspective exercise.
Yeah.
When you answer that question inside yourself.
Yeah. If the first thought that comes to you is, well, I don't have access to Justin Trudeau.
Or whatever. You know what I mean? But or whatever.
I would say you got to take a hard look at that.
No, but this is the introspection exercise.
Yeah.
Because this tells you where your psychology is in terms of who you think is in control of you.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking outside yourself, right? And I'm not talking about the mirror being outside of yourself. I'm talking about literally outside to something or someone else. I got to go see the police chief, or I got to go see the mayor. I got to go see the doctor or the psychologist or whatever it is for you, the principal.
Yeah.
Then that is an indication as to where your psychology is at with regards to leadership and regards to your personal understanding of your value and your worth. Power and your worth.
Personal power. Absolutely.
So this is the exercise. And I think if a lot of people can actually put some time and energy into that exercise, I think we would shift things fairly dramatically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Self-love, self-worth. There's a lot of that missing. There really, really is. And that's why we always look outside ourselves. We've been taught to look outside ourselves.
Man, if only I had that.
If only that person did that. If only I had a father, mother who did this. If only
I fill in the blank, then I would be.
Yeah.
Right. So these are those equations that we put inside our heads.
Yeah. But I will tell you this based on experience again, that once a person does connect, right, to that self-love, does truly feel that, which again puts that out into the field, right, energetically, but they're raising their own vibration, then that changes their whole reality because they're putting a whole different energy signature out there, right? And then perception is projection. So because you're putting a whole new higher level energy out there, I promise you, you will get it back.
Yeah.
You do. You will get it back. And so it starts with self-love. I mean, I know some people may argue that, well, you should love, God first or creator first, and that's fine. It's all the same because we're from creator, are we not? So, I mean, self-love, creator love, it's love, right? Yeah. We need to feel that though. Like, it's not just about talking the talk. You got to actually feel that love inside and truly, truly embrace it, embody it, and believe it. Self-love, self-worth. I mean, huge, 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 huge. So anyway, that's just my little spiel, my little contribution to the conversation.
There you go.
Love wins always.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
So we love you. We love you guys.
Yeah. And
thanks for coming out.
And if you disagree,
Thanks
that's
for
okay.
listening.
We don't mind hearing feedback. Really,
Please
we
send
don't.
it in.
It's all part of discussion, and it's all a part of learning it from each other and learning different perspectives. And this is a really important thing for people to be doing now, is actually conversing again and not just attacking each other for every damn little thing and being offended over every damn little thing.
The
and
art of the cancel.
yeah, like we got to get back to just like talking and discussing, and disagreeing is okay. You don't have to run away from that, and you don't have to cancel people because you don't agree with them. So anyway, so we would love to see your comments. So please, yes, Marjorie, we saw that. Please leave comments and feel free to share this if you got value from it. We'd love to have more people watching, because we do feel that we do feel we're helping. We do hope that we're helping, I should say. And yeah. So the more people we can touch, the better, right?
So if we were to plan an online event.
Why are you putting that out there now?
Why not? Oh. If we were to plan an online event where this could be more of a two-way street, right? And it's great that we have engagement and stuff because we can chat. But if we were to plan an online event, right, where we would just do this worldwide coffee time or whatever, right? Would you be interested? So let us know. We'll see. Just saying.
Jesus. Well, I'm out of coffee.
Me too.
So that's going to have to be the end of the
empty.
conversation. So coffee's done. The talk is done. So anyway, guys, thanks for being here. We really appreciate you. And we do love you. We do. And we don't say that facetiously. We mean it. Okay. So we'll be back on Thursday, right? We're going to do another one on Thursday morning.
Yeah. So what we're going to do
I think we're going to go back to 9:30 though.
9:30-ish.
Yeah.
There has to be an ish thrown in there.
Yeah. Because
There has to be an ish.
So
I'm going to try. I'm going to see about videotaping the coffee process tomorrow.
Yes, so that we can have that
So
as
that we
well
can
to
share
share.
it with you.
So yeah. Thank you, Steve. We appreciate that feedback.
Yeah.
It's
super, super simple.
Yep. So Kevin will share his coffee recipe. I'm committing him to that for Thursday. It will definitely be shared and recorded. So it's not just, we're not going to do it live. We'll record it so that it's put up there. So we'll see you Thursday at 9:30 a.m. ish, 9:30-ish a.m. Eastern time. And yeah, so thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate you all. Mwah. Have a great day.